Welcome to Mindustry. This is player v player free-for-all on the AA server. I'm joining fairly late to the game. The action's already kicked off with a battle over on the right side. But joining late on this server, I get to start with some extra resources, so I can immediately slap down some laser drills, get some thorium. That's important because I've got thorium reactors there in the middle. And so that's going to be my quick power generation. I already threw down my very early power, which I use for the beginning of every game, but it's not as critical here. I could have made something bigger. Now I'm going for silicon, because I know I'm going to need that very soon. But I'm going straight for a kind of fancy schematic oil extractor. It's got big air blast drills. Lots of nice stuff in there. Takes a long time to build. Chatting with some other guy about the fact that the ranks reset, and he saw me on a YouTube video, I guess, so that's cool. Might make some videos myself. Now I want to get graphite as soon as possible because I know I'm going to run low on that next. Now that I've got silicon and thorium, and you don't really need copper and lead right off the bat in this starting late, because I started with a couple K. I've got like 3 or 4K of copper and lead already. I'll worry about that in a few minutes. Get some jogs to make some copper and lead. Right now I don't have even enough to set down these multi-presses. I'm lacking titanium, I'm lacking graphite. Takes me a minute to figure that out because I'm still just chatting with this guy. Don't have high expectations, like I mentioned, for this game, because, you know, I've already messed up a little bit. But, okay, need to expand. In this server, AA server, you get a new hex every time you, you get a new core every time you expand. So that enables you to drop some more resources into that new core. And what do we need next? More titanium, because still don't have enough. Don't even have enough graphite to put these down though, so that's a problem. I'm gonna realize pretty soon. And now I'm like, okay, let's switch. Let's make the little graphite ones that don't take graphite to make. Just put these down for a second until we get enough graphite. I'm using titanium conveyors all the time. I have enough titanium already, just with those, what was that, 5 drills of titanium. So, that's nice. Just checking, okay, in the bottom right corner we got a big Empire, in the top right corner we got Benzini, the Grandmaster. That's gonna be trouble. He usually beats me, so, you know, I'm finally deciding, okay, just slap graphite drills everywhere, just for a few minutes until we can get enough graphite to make the multi-presses, which churn out graphite. You can fit 2 air blasts, 2 multi-presses, they fit neatly onto 1 titanium conveyor belt, so that's the idea. Don't watch me, I already messed up. Yeah, this is sloppy mess of graphite setup. But in just a few minutes, things will really start cooking, because now I've got graphite. Okay, finally I get to clean that up. I've got silicon, I've got thorium, I've got a trickle of titanium, I've got plenty of power. Now I want power, I want graphite. Okay, first power. That's my little power schema. I used to have a different, oh, I misplaced it. I used to have a different one. I think I put it down later. But this one's a little bit smaller. It came from one of my friends in the game, Tree. You might have noticed him at the very beginning. He's the top Grandmaster. The Grandmaster's Grandmaster. Still struggling for something on this. Resources are scarce. Power is scarce. game can be fairly stressful at the beginning. Trying to race everything down while everyone else is trying to destroy me. Fortunately, it's quite peaceful right now for me, and it remains that way. I've got a couple of buffer states of other players in between me and Benzini, and some of those other guys who've built up. Generally, so you might notice this hexed map, it's got closed circles, there's walls in between everything, so I can't go, with ground units, can't go hex to hex. Oh, and there's a new core, so I finally put enough stuff in here that I get the core. And throw down some more graphite. So graphite, air blast to a multi-press. It's very nice. Put these things down all the time. I'm still low on silicon and titanium. And yeah, I noticed I put down all those drugs a little bit earlier, so that will make an easy copper lead income. I'm on the Discord if you happen to play. Want to see? Okay, someone just quit. I think someone below me heard those explosions. He probably saw me, noticed I was a Grandmaster, and disappeared. Yeah, he's gone now. Finally on the leaderboard, I've got 3 hexes. Some people build up very slowly. So I'm building this is a ghoul bomber complex, so it makes a couple ghouls, makes a couple wraiths there. Ghouls are bombers, they do a little bit of damage. Wraiths are fighters, they kill players pretty easily, but not much else. Pretty soon I abandoned that though. I made that because I saw Benzini came over here and dropped that fort right in front of me. That's the purple fort up on the middle, just to the right of my base. So now I'm okay. I don't need ghouls. He's not actually attacking. He's just putting down a fort to stop my aggression. So let's make something more useful in this hex. I need titanium. And you notice there's no core right now. It should pop up in just a moment as soon as I capture the hex. Sometimes that happens. Some of the hexes don't have cores, especially if a player was there before, but if you place enough stuff in it, usually the hex appears. If your core gets destroyed and you still have enough buildings in there to capture it, then it kind of bugs out. It can be frustrating. You have to route any materials away. Okay, so I got the hex. I got this core, that's nice. Now I got a steady flow of titanium. Now I've done graphite, titanium, silicon. Still don't have that much of a silicon eco. But starting to build up. Alright, I need some air defense. You see there's no core, so I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I guess I'll just use it for economy. I need more titanium, always. I need more of everything, always. Laser and an air blast fit neatly on... Oh, okay, I'm gonna make plastic, right. Plastic is very important for some of the more powerful options in the game, particularly the overdrivers, which I don't use enough, but they're very useful. They make everything go 50% faster, so they cost some power, but you can put them on your power, so then all of your power goes 50% faster, and it's basically free extra power. I have a nice sand power block that, again, I didn't make that one, but I made most of my designs. I made that little plastic schema, and it works great. 4 oil extractors, 4 plastic factories. It takes 1 full belt of titanium, so that's convenient. And then I got a bunch of these defense hexes that I made. This one's really cheap, it's just scatters, which are great for destroying aircraft. The gameplay is pretty different on these closed maps with the walls between every hex versus the open maps, where either there's walls with holes or they're just completely open and units can run right through. You got your little pew-pew daggers and crawlers that go around blowing up everything. I probably wouldn't have been able to survive this match if it was open, because there'd be units running around in every direction. I would have had to do a lot more defense already. You notice I haven't built a single unit. That was my first defensive structure over there. My little titanium usable. Now I'm like, okay, I want more silicon. I gotta fit those air blasts, the big orange things on the left, over sand. But I'm realizing probably don't have the power for this. I've got 900 power, that's not gonna be enough. So I need another coal power. And you might have noticed I threw down a trident. Okay, so that was my original power schema. You can notice the one on the top left versus the one on the top right look a little bit different. The one on the bottom right, it's not as efficient in terms of buildings. It's got 6 water extractors, but it has 9 coal power generators, so it generates a little extra power at the expense of a little extra water extracting power. It makes 2,700 power versus about 2,450 for the other one. So, slight benefit. Enough that I have to put it down sometimes. And get made fun of by other players who think that it's not great. I just realized that I put down the trident and forgot to even get in it. Trident, it's a support build mech. It also is a bomber mech, but anyway, it increases your build speed, so very important to get that right around the mid-game after you've got plastic and a few other things that are more important, and you've got enough power to sustain it, then I would pop it down. So this is my meat build, otherwise known as meta. That's too close to the conveyor belt. Yep, we'll go a little bit further. Oh, don't grab everything. Okay, that'll be good. Meta takes sand and lead, so we need some sand and lead. Meta is going to be very important on this meta class, that is, because it's one of the primary ammunitions for my scatters. It's slightly more damaging than lead, but you can also put in scatters. So I'm gonna make a bunch of meta. Looking around, I still don't have a whole lot of hope for this game because I see Benzini's getting stronger. I see Khan in the bottom right starting to build up. He's got a lot of stuff, but it's time to build some units. I'm gonna make some revenants first, because I notice there's people all around me. Soon enough they'll attack, but better yet, I want to get rid of them. A little bit low on thorium. Gonna put down another thorium on working on these revenants. Revenants are the most powerful air units. They're giant missile launching ships. They're kind of fat and a little bit slow and a little bit quick. But yeah, okay, I'm climbing up the leaderboard now. I got 7 hexes, Benzini 9, Khan 8, so there's hope. We need more metaglass though, because going to be attacked shortly. This metaglass scheme is super easy. It's just like my basic silicon scheme, and really that scheme can be used for a lot of different things. I noticed I'm low on power, so I need to address that before I turn all this stuff on. Used to have the problem of constantly running out of power, but not anymore, not since I got this sand power thing and I keep noticing right before my power goes away. So always check your power. But there's something more pressing. I noticed some blue guys flying over my base. Okay, but they're no threat. There's just drogs. That's not a problem. They're miner drones. Drogs are miner drones. They're very good for getting copper and lead. Need a bunch of them. Okay, so there's power. Now I got plenty of power. That little sand power thing makes about 6,000 power. So now I can run everything. And always good to have some batteries, so that when you start going negative in your power, you've got a few seconds to adjust. I'm thinking about more units. I know they're coming. This is an automatic, well, it's a revenant maker that happens independently, then, oh, I'm getting attacked. This is the end. Those are revenants, so they're already gonna chew right through my base. I've got 0 defenses over there, so that's not good at all. My own revenants start to pop out right now and start attacking them, so a little bit of defense, and I start throwing down these scatters, which surprisingly do a lot of damage to revenants, and suddenly the threat's over. So just in time, I got enough stuff, but I'm still going a little bit overboard with the defense. It'll come in handy use later. I know this is not the last time I'm going to be attacked. Quickly replace those revenants, don't need them. They've already gone off to do revenant things. Now I'm worried this guy has a bunch more revenants. So slap down some more defenses, and that one's in range of the enemy, so he could, if he wanted to, just make some lancers, which I'm going to put down preemptively, and just lance all of my scatters to pieces. So gonna jump right on top of that, add some walls, some thorium walls, add some menders, so they can, menders auto repair things with, you know, add power, get out, repairs. Throw down a command center. Command center just used to rally my troops. I don't really want them to run straight into that fort and get wrecked. But fortunately, my whole back eco still untouched. I realize now, oh, I need more silicon. So put down this little silly small. I like this one because it has an overdrive in the middle, so makes a lot of silicon, makes one continuous titanium belt of silicon. It's very nice. But it has a drawback of I need to throw down those powers on the other on both sides of it, because it doesn't come with integrated power lines. And that's another scheme I got from Tree, my friend, very helpful. I have my own big, ugly silicon makers. They don't fit that well, but I used to use them all the time when I was starting out. Okay, now it's time to capture some more hexes. Just looking around. Benzini is still in a pretty dominant position. I see cons expanding quickly across the map as well. I'm building this fort way out here so that it attracts all the enemies and kind of starts to lay my claim on some territory. I want the bottom left, and I'm hoping I can destroy everyone that's there. And to do that, I need more revenants. So, and with revenants. So okay, so they're pulling stuff out of the core right there. Once I grab this core, yep, there we go. They've got unloaders there. They're taking out titanium. They're taking out silicon. That's what you need for revenants. So I know once I've done that, then I'm going to need a bigger supply of silicon and titanium and more power, because the revenant makers take a lot of power too. So slap down some sand power, slap down some titanium, just build everything. Still very fortunate that it's a peaceful game. What's next? Silicon. So made titanium, now it's time for silicon. This hex isn't very safe. Oh, that's not my hex. This one looks good if I can squeeze it in there. Yep, it's gonna fit. Just put down more power, so I'm not too worried about it. Kind of worried about all these people all right on top of me, but fortunately they haven't made a single unit, so that's really what saves me in this game. I'm just completely unmolested the whole time. Until the end, of course, but... well, until I clear out these guys. All these bronze ones, bronze fighters in front of me. I don't know. They spent the whole game with just one hex. Very advantageous to take more hexes. Okay, I've got enough revenants. Let's attack. Let's see if we can clear some of these hexes. That's looking good. One cyclone down, two cyclones down. When there's no walls, cyclones go down pretty fast. If you had just one layer of thorium walls and a few menders, wouldn't have worked. Those big forts, like that guy on the left that's starting out, those are decently powerful. I would need a lot of revenants to take one out. I can see that guy's had some Lancer wars over there, but I'm going to take this opportunity to grab this hex, and this guy's going to try to steal it. I'm just going to ignore him. In fact, I didn't even notice he was coming until just about then. Lancer's coming. Unfortunately, my scatters, they don't target the ground, but if he's there, they'll target him or her, and they took out the power line. And now I can't build there. After you've claimed a hex, no one else can build in it, so that's very nice. I need just a tad bit more defense, and I decided, you know, this one's close to Benzini, it's right next to his hexes, so probably going to attack me in a minute. Or at least he'll attack me later. And I don't want to lose all my eco back there. And that was when I realized I'm out of copper and lead, because I can't put this thing down, even though I got all those drogs. And that's fairly concerning, because I need to put down a bunch of those defense hexes if I have any chance of winning. And that was also when I started to realize, okay, I'm starting to claim quite a few hexes. This thing might not be as done as I thought. I usually don't ever put any copper, but I've got the resources, and why not? Put down some copper drills. I still don't have enough lead. So, check the map. Not too much action. I can see Vincini's starting to make some revenants, possibly. Maybe it's another unit. Whenever you see things swirling around the map, it's kind of hard to judge whether they're drogs or units, but you can guess they're units. Okay, so now I'm second place. Things are looking very good. Let's get some more lead. I still don't have that much hope because I'm not that well defended. A lot of my stuff is just kind of naked, undefended there. But I realize we're kind of running out of time, and I managed to snag this hex from whoever was there. And the guy that was on the right has also left because he had enough. He realized he was encircled by a Grandmaster and wasn't going anywhere. Maybe he got tired of revenants just blowing up everything that he made. We'll leave them attacking. I got another hex. Let's take it. We need copper. Don't really need copper that much anymore, but let's throw on some air defenses because this one's likely to get attacked as well. On these air maps, I pretty much just make defenses wherever I can. But I still don't have enough lead or copper, so that's a bit of a problem. I gather it really fast, but I'm just using it ridiculously fast as well. Let's get everything powered up. Need some more power. Whenever I think about it, I just add more power now. Check the map. Where's the opportunity for me? Can I grab anything else? And I'm kind of watching that fight on the right, so I see there's tons of units moving around. Someone just decided to leave. Guess he had enough. Don't think he was destroyed, so I will take that. Happily. Make my big scatter. Where's all that shooting? That is Benzini attacking the guy to my right. You can just see it in the minimap on the right. There's a couple units flying around his fort. And while I was ambitious in trying to grab this one immediately, I still have that copper and lead problem. Okay, but it was enough to capture the hex. Checking my resources. Checking the map, how are things going. I really need some copper and lead, so let's go make some more copper, make some more lead. That one wasn't perfect. I think it was off by a tile, so. One air blast, one laser, that's what I like to do. It's one full belt of titanium. I might be a little bit off there. The resources gather at slightly different rates from the drills, so it's not always a perfect air blast laser to one titanium belt, but it's good enough that I just go for it. Checking everything, everything's still stable. That needs power. I need lead. Okay, sizable force, kind of. New guys appeared just below me. I should have captured that hex quicker so that they didn't appear there. I'm thinking, okay, I need a little bit more of everything. Sometimes I use the hotkeys. Sometimes I don't, so that's why I'm selecting things from the menu over there, but sometimes I'm just using the hotkey for it. Okay, that guy left, that's nice. What else is going on? Not too much. I decide I need more units. I'm trying to think, okay, what do I need to do next? And units. So I have a hope of competing out here. Notice, okay, Benzini's got 14 hexes, I've got 13 hexes. That's not bad, and I don't think there's too much time left. What have we got? 9k titanium, 8k silicon, we're still okay, but all these units are going to take more stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, let me go south, because that pink player, he's only got 4 hexes. I don't think his economy's too strong, or his defenses. I didn't see any big forts. So that's where we're gonna head with these units, if I can ever finish it. And check power, is it enough? 7,000, okay, we're all set. Power is good. Let's attack. And capture. Big scatter. These big scatters are surprisingly effective. They can take a lot of hits before they die. I noticed this green player has really big forts, so that's concerning, but I don't see that many units out of him. I'm not terribly worried about that. Connect them up to power. These forts, they don't need power, but with power they can last a lot longer. Power is just for the members. And fortunately, my remnants are putting in some work. They're chewing up his base. I guess after the first few remnants he wasn't expecting more. But let's get some more silicon while we can. That's slightly lower than titanium. And you use a little bit more silicon for each remnant than you do titanium. But checking them out. Oh, I've actually taken the lead, surprisingly, here. Benzene still have more space, so... But I still have I think a player or two buffering me between him and me, so... if he releases his remnants, they'll go straight to the nearest player. And yeah, there's one between us. But they'll go to me if he does a command center next to my hex. Or, yeah, well, that's how they would get to me. Still sending in my remnants. I see the bottom is starting to get cleared out. Can I take another one? Yes, I can. There's no core here, but I can see the impression of the dead core, and that's where it's going to reappear. So, easy enough to just slap down my titanium usable defenses. Like, I make these ones because there's still access to the core. They're not really that strong, but they're enough to capture hex and throw in a little bit of defense, and that's enough most of the time. I'm realizing it's going to come into late game. I need more meta, because the worst thing would be to run out of meta glass right at the end and have all my forts destroyed because the turrets aren't firing. That guy popped up for a second, got shot by my scatters, and scattered away. Check again. Things are still pretty even. Copacetic. I got really lucky in this match. Here I kind of messed up. That was the wrong direction. I don't notice it for a second, but I've got little sorters, kind of filter sorter things right in the middle of this meta, and I just noticed that they're going the wrong direction because I connected them to the lead and not to the sand. Switch that, destroy that, get rid of it. Meta fancy. These are my fancy builds. I used to make ones where it just kind of goes into like a row of factories with junction router connections. Not the greatest. This one's a little bit cleaner. Easier to input the stuff. Don't need that command post anymore. I want my remnants a little bit further forward. We're gonna put it right here. Maybe I can make some progress against this green guy. He's got pretty strong forts. So, oh yeah, that's pretty strong forts. It's gonna be hard to break those without a giant mass of remnants, which I'm unlikely to achieve because there's not a lot of time left. A lot of players don't really notice the time. I'm looking for opportunities. Because I know, I think I saw that there was only about 10 minutes left. No way my base can be completely destroyed in 10 minutes. And, oh, watch out on power. That's why I disconnected that, because I realized I'm about to have a power issue. Sand power. bring me the power. 6k power. Just makes so much power. Oh, okay, so Venzini's got those scary clouds over on the right. You can see the pulsating masses of purple. That's clouds of remnants, probably. Could be ghouls, could be wraiths. Oh, is he attacking? Nope. Don't need to just lose all my remnants to those big green forts. I want to take out purple and snag all this stuff. So I see Venzini 17, I'm 16 hexes. It's pretty close. 6 minutes remaining now. Do I have a chance? Now I'm just scouting the map. I noticed there was an open hex. I want it. There it is. Let me take it. It's right in the middle of Venzini's base. So, well, not in the middle, but right next to his giant clouds of remnants, which I now can confirm are remnants. And he's noticed me. He wanted to take it out with lancers, threw down some power here, but now it's like, oh, alright, send the remnants. But I've already finished most of the fort, so it's gonna kill off a bunch of remnants. I'm gonna lose that, but at least I slayed a bunch of the remnants. Those forts, shockingly effective. They have really high DPS, but not that good of defense, obviously. They're basically naked. So. More silicon. This isn't really necessary at this moment, but I drop it down anyways. I realize it's overlapping the coal just a little bit. If even one little chunk of something else is there, a mine won't take sand. It'll take whatever's there. So, just move it back. Use titanium. What can we do now? Can my 4 remnants make any problems down here? It's just got fuses. Looks like they might even be out of ammo. So, hopefully I can cap that one. Definitely can't cap that one. There's my big cloud. You can see Green's fort still holding very well. Not sure if we're going to be able to fight them. It looks like they're not really firing. I think that there's kind of a bug where you can't see the shots, though. When there's a lot of stuff going on and a bunch of turrets, sometimes you just don't see the projectiles. I see up in the top, well, top middle, Venzini's sending a horde to go destroy one of my hexes. Let's check on how that's going. Oh, this is an empty hex. Take it. I don't want it. And shockingly, my fort up there in the middle has survived. I'm looking at that now. And talking about all of his people. That's why I like these forts. Now realizing, okay, let's go rebuild it before he can send in the next wave. Next wave is prepping. Look at that, this giant ash pile of his remnants, and I'm building this right in the face of more. And I'm like, okay, let's try to power it. I want this to be some auto-generated power, but I don't have time. It's already taken. So run. Hope that lives. Even if it doesn't live, hopefully it takes out a bunch of his stuff before it dies. Where else can we make progress? Notice this one's pretty undefended. Oh, and let's rally, because my attack did not work. Wasn't able to take out Green's giant forts. Nope. What is this? Is that pink? I think that was a pink one. Make some more defenses. 2 minutes remaining. Just noticed that at the top. And I'm seeing 17 to 18. So any additional hex I can capture is going to be critical. He's just got wraiths. Those are going to be destroyed by every fort that's out here. They're good in the early game, but at this point we got lots of high-tech forts. This guy, I think he just left, so let's cap that real fast. Benzine's coming down, he noticed me, but it's slightly too late. That's why I'm constantly checking the mini map. And I'm nearly out of time. I think that he's still got one more hex than me at this point. I'm just doing a flyby, checking out everybody else's bases, getting back to my own base. And there's those rates getting wrecked. Here's my guy. I want to send these guys south because I just need to squeeze out another hex if possible. I don't want them to get aggroed by Green's fort, so I keep retreating them off of it. We're definitely not going to take out any of those forts. Retreat them again. I noticed they're attacking, so. And I see one of my cores is under attack. That's that top one. Still getting attacked. And I'm ready to take this one. I'm just gonna grab it with some balls if possible. It's over, and I won. Just one extra hex for the team. I don't know, he must have lost a hex because he had 18, but he lost it.